class 4, welcome back. In this video we are going to do science. Okay, now as you know that we are already continuing with first chapter, and you must have watched the previous videos where I have already explained about the importance of food and also the food components, and after that I have explained the functions, sources of various nutrients and what are nutrients, right? Now in this video I am going to deal with, or I am going to explain you three main topics, the leftover topics which are there. Okay, now see here, the first topic I am going to explain is what is balanced diet. Then the second topic, ways to avoid wastage of food. And the third topic, ways to preserve food. Now I am going to start with the first topic, that is what is balanced diet. Alright. First we should know what is diet. Now every day you are taking meal, no? Food. So the regular basis, whatever amount of food you are taking, that is our diet. Alright. Now what do you mean by balanced diet? Now if you know that in our body we need to have all the 5 nutrients because they perform specific function in our body, and we need to have all the 5 nutrients. Okay, it's not that if I take only energy giving food then that will be enough for me, or if I take only protective food enough for me. No, I have to take, or we have to take all the nutrients in a proper amount. So what do we mean by balanced diet? I will write the definition on the board, you can see here, and you can also refer to your book where you can see that the balanced diet, the definition of balanced diet is mentioned. Alright. Okay, so balanced diet, what is balanced diet? Balanced diet is a diet which contains all the nutrients in a proper amount along with water and roughage. And you know the importance of water and roughage. Roughage helps us to digest the food, and water, it helps to absorb the nutrient and also to remove the waste material from our body in the form of urine in the liquid form. Okay, so water and roughage, they are also important along with all the 5 nutrients in our diet. Now if you have seen your book, in your book there is one pyramid given. Okay, the food pyramid or the balanced diet pyramid is given over there, where you can see that the amount of nutrient, which amount of nutrient we need in excess, means like all the nutrients we need, but like what should be the proportion of all these nutrients. So you must have seen in the bottom level, it is protective food, like all the vitamins and minerals. We need to have more of vitamins and minerals like fresh fruits and vegetables, so that it can help us to protect from different diseases. Then the next level comes carbohydrate. Now you know carbohydrate, what does it do? It gives us energy. Okay, so we need to have the next level, we after protective food, then we should take carbohydrate, which gives us energy. Then in the lesser amount, protein. Okay, so we need to have protein, which helps our body to build the muscles and also helps our body to repair the worn out cells. Then we have in the topmost level, which is very little quantity, you must have seen the fat foods, like all that oily food, ghee, butter and all that, which we need in a very little amount. Alright, and I have already explained you that if you take lots of fat foods, then what can be the effect. Okay, so you may have some serious disease like obesity and all that. Fine. So we need to have all these 5 nutrients in a proper amount. And you know what? Like this diet also depends, it varies from person to person, like the people, those who are physical laborers. Okay, those who do lot of physical activities, they need more amount of carbohydrate. Then those who are growing children like you people, you need more amount of protein in your diet. So like this it varies in the proportion of nutrients in the diet. Alright, so we need to have balanced diet. Overall we need to have balanced diet so that we can be healthy. So finally we have learned what is balanced diet. Balanced diet is a diet which contains all the nutrients in a proper amount along with water and roughage. Okay, now we move to the next topic. What is our next topic? Our next topic is ways to avoid wastage of food. Have you understood the topic? Ways to avoid wastage of, we should not waste food. Why should we not waste food? Have you ever thought? Why should we not waste food? See, we are blessed that we are getting enough amount of food to eat. Like all the meals we are taking. We take every day 4 meals, breakfast, lunch, then tea time we have, like snacks in the evening, and at the last supper, that is the dinner we take. Okay, but there are many people in our country, not only in our country but all over the world, which they don't even get one time meal. So we must think about it. And so we should take a very serious step. What is that? We should stop wasting food. And if we can stop this wastage of food, then I think we will be able to satisfy the hunger of these so many people who are not able to eat even a single day meal. Okay, so we should not waste food. Understood? So now, how to avoid wastage of food? Think for 1 minute. How can you avoid wastage of food? I think you must have read your chapter, and so I'm going to explain you in details. It's very important to avoid wastage of food, because we all know without food we cannot survive. We need to have food. Of course, water is there, but then even we need food. Okay. Now the first point, how we can avoid wastage of food. First and foremost thing, when you take your meal, you should not take in large quantity. Always take in a required amount. How much is needed by you, how much you need, you take only that much. Don't take in large quantity. So what will happen if you take in large quantity? You will not be able to finish the food, and ultimately you have to throw the food, or you have to waste the food. Okay, so that way you can avoid wastage of food. First point. Then second point, you must have seen sometime what happens, the food, sometimes when we cook the food, some amount of food is left over. So what should we do? Should we throw it out? No, we should not throw it. We should preserve, or we should store this food with the help of preserving methods. Okay, either we will keep it in the fridge, or we will just there are many ways of preserving method which I will explain you later. So with that you can store the food. Alright, so this is the second way how we can store the we can avoid wastage of food. Now we come to the third point. Third point is what? That whenever we go where? Whenever we go for marketing. Okay, you must have seen your mummy, daddy going to market. And what do? Before going to market, they first prepare a list of things what they need to bring from the market. Isn't it? So we have to prepare so that we don't bring any unnecessary things. And what happens if you bring any unnecessary things? It will be somewhere lying, and ultimately we have to throw it. Okay, so we should always prepare a list before we go to the market. So let me write down this. Alright, so we are discussing about the ways to avoid wastage of food. First we said that take required amount of food when you are eating. Okay. Second point, what we have to do? We have to store leftover food. Okay. Third point is what? Prepare list item whenever you are going for marketing or shopping. Always prepare a list so that you bring only the necessary things at home and don't bring unnecessary things. Otherwise, again, there will be wastage of food. Then the fourth point, whenever there is a function, suppose birthday party or any marriage function, always you must have seen that there are leftover food. Okay, so what should we do with that food? Should we throw it out? or should we just leave it like that to get rotten? No, we should not do that. What should we do? We should give it to the poor people or to the needy people, those who are like hungry, okay, and those who are poor people. So if we, in this way, we can also help the poor people and also like satisfy their hunger, right? Now the next point, how can we prevent, like avoid wastage of food? Don't cook food in a large quantity at home. If you are 4 people, just cook that much quantity of food, uh, like as much as is required by the family members. Don't cook excess foods. And even if you are cooking like by mistake, if somebody is not present and could not eat the meal, so that food we can store it in the fridge and can be used for the later time. Okay. Then the last point is what? See, you must have, whenever you have bought any item, like any food item, any product, food like eatable, so edible thing, must have seen in the wrapper, at the back side of the wrapper, you will find that there is manufacturing date. Manufacturing date means the date when it was prepared. Okay, the food item was prepared. And there will be one more date which will be expiry date. In expiry date, what happens? You have to always see that you use that food item before the your food item gets spoiled. So and if you are using after the expiry date, then what will happen? You cannot use that, because again that is expired. That means if you eat that food item, then it may cause some kind of problem in your body. Alright, so it is advisable that you should always consume or always use the food item before it gets spoiled, before the expiry date. So this is how, what you can do, you can avoid wastage of food. Alright, so let us take a recap and see that what are the different ways of avoiding wastage of food. See, first one, you should take required amount of food when you are eating. Second, always store the leftover food. Third point, prepare a list item whenever you are going to the market for shopping. Then whenever there is leftover food during function time, what you have to do? Give it to the needy people or to the poor people. Then next, don't cook food in a large quantity. Alright. And last but not the least, always use any edible thing before it gets spoiled or rotten or expired. Alright. So these are the ways by which we can avoid wastage of food. Okay. In this video, till this much, and I'm not giving you any assignment. What you have to do is only you read these page numbers. I like the topics where these the pages where these topics are mentioned. Okay, you just read them, and in the next video I will be discussing about the third topic, that is the ways to preserve food. We need to preserve food, and if we can preserve food, then we can use it for longer period of time, isn't it? So we need to preserve food also. So I'm going to explain you in the next topic. Okay, till then, bye bye.